All right, Coach, we'll just talk a little bit about how things are going as you prepare for first road game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good Sunday meeting. Had to have a good Sunday team meeting, make sure we got some things hashed out and corrected, and get on that kind of all the corrections from the past game, which were many. So we had quite a day on Sunday, but just getting back game planning yesterday's been good. And then we came back out, and the energy was good today. Really focused in on. Getting back focused in on middle, understanding that we're going to be on the road and we're going to have to bring our own energy, and going to play a team that just come off a huge win for them. And so I know they'll have a lot of energy for their program and that momentum. So we got to get prepared for a battle.
Now that you've been able to go back and look at the Charlotte game, what offensively did you see maybe that you liked against Charlotte?
Offensively,
Yeah.
We were below average in my opinion. I didn't like much about it. I thought we executed some good things. I thought JD had a really good game. Ani found him where he was in some one-on-one situations, and they did a good job of hooking up. Other than that, we were pretty pitiful inside the red zone. I think we were 1 of 4 or 5. And so just the opportunities, third and short, we weren't where we needed to be. 2 opportunities, and when we're in those situations, we need to get those first downs, get points on the board. And it's not like they're giving us any looks we haven't seen or had. Those are, it is what it is. We just got to execute better, and we got to finish better in the red zone.
You mentioned being on the road. You guys struggled on the road a little bit last year.
We've been struggling everywhere, Brett. I'm not going to sit here on the road, whatever. Again, it's about who you play, and it's about going out there and compete. It doesn't matter if it's home or away. Again, good teams find ways to win football games. And so we understand we've struggled on the road, but it's more so than struggling on the road. Right now, we're struggling everywhere, and so we got to bounce back, and we got to have mentally tough kids and coaches that are able to go out there and compete, whether it's home or on the road. I don't care where it's played.
Talk about bringing energy on the road. Is that really vital to being decent away from home? Just finding a way to band together.
You got to bring energy whether you're at home or on the road. That's part of the game, and a lot of the energy starts happening when you execute on defense, offense, and special teams. The execution has part of that to deal with too. So it's everybody. It's about going out and making routine plays over and over, which will get your energy going pretty good on the sideline. So you have to feed off each other, and again, the biggest thing, just eliminate mistakes, and go out there and execute and try to make routine plays.
The team kind of being somewhat in a bubble over the last couple months, finally getting a road game, do you feel like that could maybe help y'all just get a change of scenery there?
No, I mean, obviously, we love playing at home, and anytime we have the opportunity to play in front of our fans, that's a great opportunity, and we cherish those times. You only get so many of those throughout a season. But, again, just having the opportunity to go out and compete no matter where, just playing a football game should be enough. And so we're blessed to have this opportunity. I've said it 100 times, and grateful that we're able to play ball and go out and have fun and compete. We just got to do it. We just got to do it better.
Coach, what can you say about some of the guys defensively that are filling in for some of the experienced guys that may be sidelined or injured? What can you say about those young players filling in defensively?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of young guys getting a ton of reps, and the more reps they get, the more comfortable they'll get. And it's no different whether it's on defense or on offense. There's been a lot of young players out there, and so that's just part of it, and it's good. It's a good opportunity for them. They get a year right now to where basically, I don't want to call it's just a free year to where they can continue to develop and use their red shirt along with everybody and get that game experience to where it's going to really help them in the future. It's kind of like you see JD out there as a true freshman. You saw he was really electric and he can make some big-time plays, but he was nowhere near now. He's so much further ahead, I guess I should say. And that's just part of just being out there and gaining the confidence and the experience and being able to see it over and over against different competition. And, it's always good for those young guys to get those opportunities.
What have you seen from Middle Tennessee's defense so far?
Solid group. They have a really good pressure package. When they get you behind the chains, they'll heat you up, and it's hard to have enough blockers for them. But they do a nice job with their scheme. They mix it in a 4-man front, and then they'll mix in a 3-man front as well with all their different pressure packages, and they're gonna force you to make competitive plays. They'll challenge you on the outside as well. It's not just all zone, and their safeties are real heavy in the run fits, which make it challenging. So it's going to have to be a physical game, and we're going to have to win our individual battles. And so we'll see. Kind of every year is a new year. Every game plan is different. So it'll be interesting to see how, again, people want to attack us and what they, how they want to challenge us. And so that's always the fun thing about every opportunity and being able to game plan it throughout the week, and then on game day you show up and it's either going to be just like you saw it on tape, and at times you're going to have to make your own adjustments, and when we make those adjustments we have to be good enough at every position to make sure we transfer that on the field.
How are you guys health-wise this week? Do you think you have Oscar and some of these other players back?
I'm not sure about Oscar right now. I think he has another appointment, so I don't know when I'll know with him. So I would say he's probably questionable, but hopeful. So we'll see how that goes. I think everybody else, I think we're fine.
Coach, this will be. Go ahead, Brad.
You guys did a pretty good job on Asher last year. Does he present some pretty big challenges, and how were you guys able to really kind of contain him this last time you played him?
I'm sorry. I didn't get your question. Apologize.
Okay. You guys played pretty well against Asher OHara last year, Middle Tennessee's quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
How were you guys able to do that last year, and is there anything you guys can carry forward into this game?
Well, I think you have to mix it up on him, obviously with any quarterback, but he's very talented, and you have to mix up your pressures and be smart about how you pressure him, because he can run, he can extend plays with his legs, and then he's going to run some of the quarterback run game as well. So, he does pose a threat. I think he's run the ball 90-something times this year, and so I think the other two backs combined maybe have 60 rushes or something like that. And so he's definitely someone they use a lot in a lot of different ways. And as soon as you start starting to cheat the boxes and start pulling up, and then that's kind of where their play action stuff comes, and he's able to get the ball down the field to those some explosive receivers. And so you just got to be smart. I think you just got to continue to mix it up, and you have to be really disciplined with your eyes, making sure that they're on the right spot, making sure that quarterback guys, if they're on the quarterback, make sure you're staying on the quarterback.
Coach, what can you say this week about just being able to travel? It's the first time this year. Is there anything you know about just in terms of the process, what you guys are going to do? I'm not sure if you guys, I assume you guys are probably going to be on a team plane. Is there any sort of process that goes into that you know of?
Yeah, obviously the same travel restrictions are at home to where we travel to the hotel. Whether it's our testing protocol throughout the week, obviously we still test 3 times a week. And then, once we do travel, we're social distancing, wearing our mask on buses. We're trying to leave enough separation in between the seats or rows, just making sure that, we're following all the guidelines necessary to keep us healthy. That's the biggest thing. But other than that, it's normal travel in the sense of kind of our routine, whether it's home or the road. Try to keep it similar. And then, but we've traveled so much now with the COVID stuff, it's the new normal. So, just understanding what you have to do.
You guys struggled a little bit on special teams this year, and Nick your kicker had kind of a rough game this last year. What are you guys trying to do to maybe improve your performance on the special teams side of the ball?
Practice, get more reps. And it's kind of been a little bit different each week. There's been some good things, and I think once we've gotten some things corrected, and then the next thing kind of goes down, and so. We just got to stay on top of it and just be more consistent. I don't think it's just on special teams. I think it's overall as a team. We need to be more consistent all the way around. And that's the one thing that I would say is our biggest issue as a football team is there's no consistency on any of the phases. And so we got to do a much better job of that. Players got to do a much better job of that. We got to coach them better, but when they're in situations to make plays and to do their job, they got to make the routine plays as well. So it's a two-way street. You know, and it's not just young guys. There's been some veterans that have had some poor showings. So again, we just got to do a much better job.
You mentioned after the game that you try to do some different things to maybe get Ethan back to where he was feeling comfortable. Did you get to those things this week, and do you think they helped?
Yeah, we've coached him up, and I know we have kind of the issues that I think he had within the game and kicking, and you know, we've gotten that corrected, and he's working on it. So again, he's been very consistent in the past. He's had a rough game. That's part of it. As a kicker, you know, you're never really talked about until you miss them, and you know, we've talked about that. It's a lot like anything, you know, and when you do miss them, everybody's up in arms, and they think you're all of a sudden terrible. And so you got to be mentally tough. Obviously, he works extremely hard. You're not going to be on top of your game all the time. So you just got to try to eliminate those mistakes. And just like any position, when you have a bad day, you got to bounce back. You got to be mentally tough. You got to continue to work on it and earn that confidence back in practice.
You guys have fumbled a few on kickoff returns. Have you guys looked at maybe who you have back there, or do you think there's other issues you need to look at in terms of what you're doing in the return game?
Catch the ball. I mean, they've been doing it since junior high football, right? I mean,
yeah.
Got to continue to catch the ball.
Is Jair Shorter out this week?
Yes.
DANTE's really kind of come on for you guys this year at wide receiver.
Yep.
Early on in his career, you played him a little bit last year. Now he seems like he's continued to improve this year. Are you happy with what he's given you?
Yeah, really happy, and not only out there on the field and the way he competes and he's making plays. You know, he's confident. Again, the more plays you make, the more confidence you'll get. So, but he's been doing it since we've put him in last year. You know, I think in his first game, I think he caught maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns, and so he's a really good player. And you know what's even better about him is he's a great teammate, and he always has that smile on his face. He's always bringing energy, you know, pulling guys up, and so you know, I think he's a guy that will only continue to get better. And again, I think he's playing really good football right now. We need more guys to keep on coming with him.
You guys made the decision to pull the red shirt off him, after you had some guys get hurt last year. Do you think that's paid off for him a little bit this year? Maybe he started a little bit further ahead than he would have if he hadn't got that experience last year.
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to, I've said it, that, once the more game experience you get at a young age, or a lot of these freshmen or redshirt freshmen, the more experience you get, the more confidence you'll get, especially when you go in there and you're able to make some plays. I mean, that's part of it. And so, yeah, I think he's, again, still a really young player that he has a really bright future. I think he's really good.